Welcome to the circus tent, punk bitches.
What the fuck is up, people? It's Bread and Circuses. Nick's back.
I have no idea where the fuck I am right now.
We kidnapped him. We are in an undisclosed location, the new Big Bill Media Studio. We're drinking beer and shit
in parts unknown. I'm 21st birthday finally, so I can drink beer on camera.
21st. Yep. Speaking of, not quite, but you have an announcement, right? Or are you not going to make it?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Gotcha. We'll save that then.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that stuff on here. What's been up, man? You've been gone. We missed you.
Yeah, I was gone in fucking Wisconsin, and when I was up there, fuck, dude, it was hot as balls. Like, I think it was hot at here when I left.
Yeah.
But man, it was like 108 degrees, like with the heat index up there.
Yeah.
And then like a tornado blew through exactly
Jesus
where.
Christ.
Yeah, it was like a mile north of us where we were.
Fuck that noise.
And then it was fine. So
Really?
I got this. If we have any Wisconsin listeners out there, I sampled your Spotted Cow ale. Shit's pretty good.
It back from there?
I brought it back from here. I bought a 6-pack or a 12-pack on the way back.
You didn't leave it in your Jeep, did you? Okay, cool. Because that would have skunked it.
I wanted to bring some for me and Caleb to have on camera, but we'll do it next week.
We're going local though. That's what we should do. We should do a different beer every fucking episode. We got Vanilla Bean Blonde. It's brewed right here in Omaha, Benson.
Right. Look for the little yellow label. This shit's good. Like,
this is fucking bomb, dude.
Yeah.
They're not even a sponsor. I just want to promote these guys.
Yeah. But if you are listening,
Yeah, Infusion Brewery.
I'm a big craft beer drinker, and it's really cool. Like when I left for the military and came back, or like before I left, Nebraska and Omaha had like no microbreweries or anything. I don't know what happened while I was
Benson kicked off.
Yeah,
that's what
man.
happened. The hipsters. Yep.
Because you've got that Lucky Bucket.
There's Dogfish Head.
Yeah, well, Dogfish Head is.
Or are they Western Nebraska?
No, Dogfish Head is like in Rhode Island. No,
okay, I thought that was here.
No. Dogfish Head is like out of I think it's Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to misquote. It might be Connecticut. It's one of those really small New England.
Dogfish Head. Let me just pull her up real quick.
But Dogfish Head has like been recognized like all the time as like one of the best American Delaware. Yeah, I knew it was one of those small ones. But it's always been recognized as like one of the like best microbrews in the country. It like always wins like all the awards and stuff. They've got like that 90-minute IPA, which is like 9% alcohol, which will fucking get you messed up. And then they got 120-minute, which is 12%.
Holy shit.
They only sell that stuff in 4-packs, man.
Have you ever had that shit called Founders?
Mm-hmm.
That shit.
Yeah, all day IPA. Yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
So like I like craft beers that are kind of lighter like this one.
Yeah.
But I don't like the shit that's super dark and heavy.
I'm the same way.
I have difficulty
like stouts or like porters or something.
You don't. Because like if I'm gonna drink beer to get fucked up, I'm gonna drink a Bud Light or a Mich Ultra or something like that.
Those dark ones are always super heavy too.
I can't get drunk. Even with this, I can't get drunk.
Yeah.
Because I feel full after 3 beers.
Yeah.
I think we've discovered the cure to alcoholism. It's called craft beer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm like the same way, man. I can only drink like 1 or 2 of these before I'm like, I'm getting kind of full.
Especially if I got like, I had a perfect night. I picked up some Chinese food from fucking Dragon Cafe over in La Vista. Shouts out to them.
Hey, what's up, Johnny?
Right. And I had that, and I grabbed one of these, and I had the big like General's chicken.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've never been so full in my life.
I know. I just had Chinese food today too, and I'm like, oof, I'm full. And I'm like, I'm good, but yeah, Chinese food, man, not good with a big ass heavy beer because you're gonna explode.
Oh yeah, I don't think I was physically capable of eating anything else.
Yeah,
especially with all that rice on top of it. We're over here talking about beer and Chinese food, and the world is kind of on fire around us.
I know, man.
That's the charm of the show.
Fuck, I was.
You've got an interesting perspective because you've lived in EP.
Yeah, I was at work yesterday, and all my buddies are coming up to me like, "Hey, man, you got family over in El Paso, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And they're like, hey, check the news, man. So I like go on there and I look, and I'm like, I see at first that it was like, oh, there's a shooting at a Walmart in El Paso, and I was like, I kind of rolled my eyes a little bit because I first thought, I thought it might have been just like a crazy Vietnam, like a crazy PTSD guy or something. Because like El Paso had a army hospital that had like a shooting in it, but like
I remember that.
It was like I don't even know if anybody got killed. I think a couple people got hurt. I'm not 100% on that.
Right.
I don't remember. But like no, I see on there like there was rumors that it was a bunch of people and like it was like 18 people with like way more hurt. I was like, Jesus Christ.
It seems like every time there's one of these shootings, there's always say there's 2 shooters. What is that? Just like people just not like knowing what's going on?
They thought I remember yesterday before all the news came out and stuff that there were reports of at least 5 of them, because this is kind of how it works. The shooting was down at a place called Cielo Vista. Like,
right.
It's a big shopping center area. There's a big mall.
Right.
So it's almost like the Oakview area, right? So like that guy did all that stuff in the span of an hour and a half, 2 hours. Right? Yeah. So I like imagine like the Oakview Mall area here. Yeah. Imagine that guy traveled because the guy supposedly started at the Walmart, went into the mall in like the mall like
right.
So imagine he started off at like Shields,
right?
Walked over into Oakview Mall,
and
then
Shields. You mean Dick's
or Dick's? Yeah.
Okay.
And then finished up at like Applebee's or something like that. Over in the area.
He just went. So he bounced around. The cops didn't do nothing.
Exactly. So that's why a lot of people think that there was more than one person. Like,
it would have to be. There's no way.
Because that dude came all the way from Dallas, Texas.
There's no way that one guy could just go like that, walking around with a fucking rifle.
Yeah, like there's like an interstate down in that area too. Like it's right off like the interstate and everything. So like cops shouldn't have had a hard time getting there. And like,
no,
it's just a big tragedy, man. And then we hear the thing going on in Ohio in the morning. I was just like, dude,
he shot his fucking sister and her boyfriend too.
Really?
Did you hear that? Yeah, that came out like an hour or 2 hours ago. He shot his sister and her boyfriend.
I was working all day today. I just saw in the morning that there was an attack in Ohio, and I was like, dude, this is like the first time that there's ever been like 2 of them in separate areas in like the same, in 24 hours. I was like, oh my gosh.
We don't know the motive for this one yet, but it almost makes you wonder if there's like a network of people coordinating.
Maybe
there's more to come.
Yeah,
like,
because
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like my girlfriend and I went to the farmers market this morning down in Exarban.
Yeah,
I was packing some more heat than usual. I was a little nervous. Like I had my Glock on me.
My wife showed me pictures too of like all the gun stores in El Paso are just like packed. Like people are like. I mean, it's just like I've been to dangerous countries before.
Right.
Like people carry fucking guns around them, like up in Iraq and stuff. It's super common.
Well, they don't know what's about to pop off. That's a war zone.
Exactly. So like people just not as safe as you think you are. I guess
you're not.
Here,
because
El Paso is a super quiet place. Like super safe. Like one of the best cities to raise a family.
When I saw 5 shooters and they weren't reporting anyone dead, they were reporting like 18 people had been hit. I thought
no, that's 18 people were killed.
Right, yeah, but the original report, the tweet said 18 were injured. So I saw 5 shooters. I'm like, oh, that's drug violence. That's some kind of cartel.
You see, the thing is I don't think it would have been cartel violence, or like I initially knew it wasn't, because the cartels are really careful about being public about their stuff.
Okay,
because they don't want to draw too much attention on them, because then that's going to hurt them. They're more about making money.
What reminded me of that was, do you remember in Waco a few years ago when all those bikers got in a shootout in like the Super Target parking lot?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought of.
Yeah.
It was some kind of gang shit.
Yeah, I initially just thought it was like a crazy guy just went into like a Walmart but no, when they say how many people actually got hurt by this, I was like, dang, man, that's like a coordinated attack. And that's scary because... Like, so I'll shoot.
Zach says nobody likes the feds coming down. The cartels stay on that side of the border.
Exactly. If they're going to do any of their stuff, they don't do it because if they get too loud, then American police get involved, and then
the feds come.
Yeah, they're a lot better at taking care of the cartels in America than the Mexican police are. But
there was a U.S. Army vet who was packing. It's not going to get reported on CNN, but
this guy was on CNN.
He was?
I heard this guy. I heard
he
him
saved all the kids.
Oh, he saved a couple of them. I don't want to take it away from him. Like, I'm really glad he did what he did.
Right.
I did hear it. Like, he called CNN or CNN. Yeah, he had to have called him. There's no way they called him.
Right.
Like, he called them and was like, yeah, like, this is going on. Yeah, I saved all these kids and everything. And yeah, so that's how that got out.
Yeah.
I saw it on like the CNN thing on YouTube.
I mean, I know he was packing and shit, and people are going to judge him for not going after the shooter, but you're taught not to hunt the shooter.
Dude, also,
the cops will confuse you.
Yeah, so that was a thing I was thinking of too. He talked about that guy did about, he was like, yeah, I had my concealed carry on me. It was all legal. And then I put it away. And then like, because you got to think when the cops are going through the mall and they see just some fucking guy with a gun, they're going to fucking immediately.
I don't want to be that guy, but especially a black guy.
I don't know, maybe not in El Paso, but
no,
because like that kind of stuff doesn't really happen too much over there.
Okay.
But like, just like think you're a cop, you got a bunch of adrenaline going, you're responding to an active attack in a mall.
You see a dude with a gun.
You see a dude with a pistol drawn, just like wander, like a regular looking dude, pistol drawn, wandering around. You're gonna immediately think that's the guy. That's
right.
The shooter.
That's why you're taught, if you can see the target, take your shot.
Yeah.
If you have a safe shot. But if not, don't go searching for the dude. Help other people get out.
I think he did the right thing. Yeah, he drew his gun because that's like your natural reaction as a soldier is to draw a weapon and protect yourself. But then, he started helping kids out and like.
He did the right thing.
If we're gonna make the joke like if it was an officer that did that, you should immediately get in the soldier's medal. But he's gonna get like a handshake from like the
was he active duty
commander? Yeah,
he was
active duty guy.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Shout out to First Armored, baby.
Hey, nice. I don't know. It's fucked up. We're pretty chill on this show, but I think I kind of want to go on a rant about it. Do you mind if I rant for a second?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I know we
don't get too loud.
Nobody gets angry on this show, but I think I might do that for a second. So it's like, here's the problem. People are living in fear right now, like in their own way, and nobody's going to break this down to you the way I will. Everyone's going to give you their partisan spiel. Nobody's going to break this down, the way we will on the show. Everyone's going to give you a partisan spiel about it. The fact is, the Democrats are going to shout. They're going to scream from the top of their lungs, and they're going to blame Trump. They're going to blame the NRA. They're going to blame guns. Well, here's the problem.
They're already doing that.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Here's the problem. Trump didn't pull the trigger. Neither did the NRA. Trump and the NRA didn't tell them to pull the trigger. Mm-hmm. They didn't say anything that you could even imply or that you could even infer was them being like, hey, go shoot all these Mexican people. They didn't say that.
I mean, even going up against like the right wing, like the typical Republicans, they're gonna say that we need like mental health checks and stuff.
Exactly.
And I saw like Dan Crenshaw like saying stuff about that. And I'm like, dude, I don't think anybody honestly has a good solution for this, because where this comes from is like people just like fucking sit there and like crazy people. They just sit there and stew on these like, negative emotions.
And that's
like
the thing.
This.
Because then the Democrats still blame the guns, and they say, we got to pass these laws. Look what they did in Australia and England, by the way, where their rape rates more than doubled after they passed that law.
Yeah.
Aside from the point. Those are island nations that are a 13th of the size of our population. Not to mention, they don't have the issue of people, drugs, and contraband coming across the Canadian and Mexican border that they have no way to stop. Even your retarded wall is not going to stop it, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're going to go under. They're going to find ways in. Not to mention, 20% of the fucking ships that pull into our ports are checked.
Yeah, I found it kind of in poor taste that before all of the facts came out, everybody immediately just started spewing like sharing propaganda.
Every time. That's how it goes.
I'm just like, dude, give it a
pray for gun control.
I'm just like, well, even on the same side, like other people
I agree.
Just going like, oh, this is why we need smart gun laws and stuff. I'm just like, dude, you need to fucking chill for a second. Like, let this die down for, like people getting angry and like getting emotional and stuff like that. And like this kind of stuff, doing that kind of stuff on like social media and everything is like part of the problem. Like people get so fucking emotionally engaged and stuff like this about stuff that honestly most of the time doesn't even really affect their lives.
If I were to die in a mass shooting, I wouldn't want my death politicized. I wouldn't. On either side.
Yeah, exactly.
On either side. But no, so and then the other issue you have, I mean, on top of the fact that we're not Australia or England or any of those countries, we have over 400 million guns in circulation. The cat's out of the fucking bag. Most of them aren't registered and can't be tracked because they're long guns, or there's a law that says they don't have to be in that state. So how you plan on making 400 million guns go away without going door to door to every single house in the country and starting a revolution? I don't know what you plan to do.
Honestly, I don't think
they're not going nowhere.
Like, so I'm going to cite this example of that, like, gun stores in El Paso are like selling out of guns right now.
Absolutely.
I don't think most sane people, or the people that are like, I'm not even going to say sane people, like most people affected by this directly are necessarily like saying, "Oh, gun control laws are going to fix this."
Right. There are a lot of people screaming to get rid of guns.
There are, but like those are the same people that are like will use any single kind of tragedy like this to push any kind of left wing thing, right?
Right.
So I'm like, I think the people of El Paso are just like responding like how they fucking should, man. They're coming together. Like, dude, immediately after that happened, right? And like I'm gonna spew it because I fucking love El Paso. Like the blood banks there, lines out the door, man.
Good.
People like there's like churches coming together, like to get hospitals, like are basically like having like support dogs and doctors and stuff do stuff for like free.
Yeah,
but like no charge to the victims of it and everything. And I'm like, fuck yeah, man. That's like awesome. A city coming together. Like, and I'm trying to like look at some positive stuff.
That's the only way to fight this is community, because the Republicans will turn around and say, oh, we need mental health. We need more funding for mental health, which then they'll go and turn around and shoot that bill down. Right. Yeah. Exactly. So they're not, I mean, so get the fuck out.
Everybody, like anybody who talks loud about stuff is just trying to find a way to spin it.
They're pandering.
They're just trying to find a way to spin it where like, people don't need to hear right now a fucking some convoluted solution
from a politician that's never lived it. Yeah, it's never lived it.
People need like just fucking support right now, man.
Exactly.
Like, people just need you like to be talking about like some charity you can donate to or something like that. Which
donate blood.
Yeah, tell you to donate blood or something like that.
How many motherfuckers on either side of this issue that live in that area went and donated blood today? None of you.
Yeah, exactly.
None of
they
you
need it.
Sat and bitched on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
So here's the problem, Republicans. 99% of people who commit any violent crime, and not just mass murder, I'm talking gang murder, rape, assault, are mentally ill to some degree.
Yeah.
There's no fucking cure for it. These are people that are incapable of empathy. The doctors that you don't trust to vaccinate your kids are not going to cure it. There's no fucking pill. There's no shot in the ass that's going to fix it. The only way to fix, hold on one sec, I'll let you talk. Sorry. I'm on a roll here. The only way to fix it, there's one cure. Okay, there's one cure. It's called when they show up and try to do whatever the fuck it is they're doing, you put a fucking bullet through their chest. And one dude shows up, and I don't fuck what the law says. One dude shows up at a mall with an AK shooting people, 18 people should shoot back at him.
Yeah.
That's how you fucking stop it. The only way we're going to stop it is not by creating more soft target, gun-free zones. It's not by fucking disarming more people. It's not by throwing money into the endless pit that is mental health. That's not going to do it, because I hate to tell you, we're fucked unless every single one of you listening to this buys a gun, gets trained, learns how to use it, and the next time it happens, you fucking stop him dead in his tracks. We have to make racists, we have to make rapists, we have to make carjackers, fucking your nut job mass murderer. We have to make them afraid again, because they're not afraid to do it. The second they start getting popped in places they didn't think they could, like gun-free zone movie theaters and malls, that's when they're going to stop, or at least think twice. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm mad.
I think like that, like emotional stuff like that is like part of the problem, man. Like people anymore in these day and age, like when have people ever been as just like empty as they are now, man? Like people don't really have like community as much now. Like the people are so isolated right now. It's like because of the internet, like people, like very few people have like an adults outside of like high school. Like how many people do you know that complain that they have like no friends out of high school?
Lots of them.
Nobody has like any community. Like nobody goes to and I'm not going to say like say God is the answer or anything, but like people don't go to church, which like has a lot of community to it.
Right.
People don't,
not just church, but I mean anything.
Anything. Like people don't do sports, like they
don't playing a band.
Exactly.
Like
people don't do that shit.
Dude, stand up. There's such a huge community in stand up. There's so many people that hang out together. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that everybody is like that, but there's just a really large, like, I mean, American I think it's the APA, American Psychology Association. I think some research, like credible research thing, released like a survey that they did where they're like, man, like 20, excuse me, I drink a beer, maybe burp. I think like 22% of like young people like our age and our age bracket report that they don't have any friends.
That's
like
that's a fucking 22%.
Yeah, 22%, man. Like that's crazy to think that like 1 in 4 people could say they don't have a best friend.
They
don't have a best friend. Like that's fucking sad, man.
I don't know. maybe there's some benefits to that, but I think the
clearly
negatives
not.
way
Like
outweigh
people
it.
are fucking miserable right
That's
now,
true.
man. Like people report that they're fucking miserable.
I think social media makes people miserable too.
I think the internet and social media as a whole, yeah, I think it isolates people.
I think it does. I mean, from every aspect. The only like people, unless it's your fucking trashy cousin or whatever, the only thing that people post on Facebook is the positive things. So you see the positive shit, and you're like, oh, this person's their life is so perfect, and you compare yours to theirs, and it just makes you kind of fucking miserable.
Even the other end, when people like posting negative stuff, and I mean, like, do people really post stuff on social media like to let everybody know about it? Or do they do it to get that like immediate mental high off of like a bunch of people liking it? It's like akin to like a dopamine rush of doing drugs, man. Like,
that's a good that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like they want this fake sympathy or approval from other people, and like perfect. Like
think about it, man. How good do you feel when you like share something or like post something and it gets like fucking 100 likes or
definitely.
something?
When
Dude, you
viral,
feel like
cool.
Yeah, you feel like the top of the fucking world, man.
Right.
Like,
if it's like a funny meme or something,
Yeah.
especially when you made it, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
And that's cool. But like, you know, if you want to share like humor and shit like that, or if you're doing something like a podcast or a YouTube channel and you want to share that, that's cool. But that's the kind of attention you should be seeking.
yeah.
But the type of look at me and my boyfriend, or like, I need your prayers, my mom's dying.
Yeah.
That's not the fucking like you if people do, they feel good when they get 28 sad reacts to post on Facebook that their mom's dying.
Or like that, like, oh, my mom got a new puppy, and like they get like fucking 40 likes on there, and it's like, dude, that's like such temporary, like just jolt of fucking happiness.
It is. And it makes people
it's like
miserable.
it's like a drug injection, man. It's fucking like it's pretty profound.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah,
well, it's like people that like if your relative passes away or is about to pass away, it's just the trashiest fucking thing you can do to post pictures of them on their deathbed looking like the crypt keeper.
Yeah.
That's the
dude.
worst thing you can do.
100%.
I want to smack people that do that in the fucking face, dude.
Yeah.
That's the most classless, fucking disrespectful thing you can do.
Because like if you really want like people to think or about that person, like don't do it.
Pictures.
Yeah, to post it like them when they were young.
Like I have a tattoo of my grandpa on my arm who passed away when I was like 14, right? It's a good picture of him. Like it's a picture from when he was alive and healthy.
Yeah.
I don't have a picture of him when he was fucking stage 4 lung cancer.
Yeah.
Right?
Like I wouldn't want to remember my grandpa when he was like passing away from diabetes. I would remember him from like I was young, like a healthy guy, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I don't, don't post pictures of don't post pictures of your grandma, your fucking kids posing with your grandma that's passing away.
Yeah.
That's so trashy.
Yeah.
I try not to judge people, but I will judge the shit out of you for that. That is like, oh God, I want to kick people in the dick that do that shit.
So yeah, and like back to the social media thing about it.
Sorry.
Like that. Well, I mean, we have a lot to talk about with it. Like,
we've been gone 3 weeks, motherfucker. Yeah, we got a lot of shit to talk about.
that immediate dopamine rush though thing of it. Like now, I want you to imagine that it's these fucking crazy ass white supremacists, right? That just get banned off of everything and like can't go anywhere except like the shitholes of the internet, like 4chan or something,
right?
To share their opinions where nobody is going to tell them that they're dumb.
Right.
Like just imagine it's seriously radicalizing
and they just fester.
people. Yeah, it just festers, man.
Do you think that companies like Facebook and Twitter that inadvertently or that ban these people are inadvertently creating these monsters in a way?
Man. I think it had something to do with it.
Because me and Zach have talked about this off the camera.
Yeah.
Like guys like Owen Benjamin and Alex Jones that were always kind of extreme have gone fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's funny because with like Alex Jones, when he was on the internet, everybody knew that he was fucking crazy and everybody just laughed at it.
Yeah.
Like
People just made fun of him. He was a meme.
Yeah, he was literally just a living meme.
Now he's on CNN and people, this is the reason Trump's rise to power. It's because when you deplatform someone, you legitimize what they're saying.
People, I think the mainstream got kind of afraid of Alex Jones because during the election, he was like filming all the like the dumb leftist like rally people and like just making like right wing propaganda that was making him look dumb, and they thought him as a threat. So
yeah, and they don't like him. But yeah, it's like I said, when you deplatform someone, it makes them a martyr.
Yeah,
and
does.
people are
And
like,
we
whoa,
said
whoa,
that
why do you want this guy shut up here? What's going on?
Dude, we were saying that too as it was happening. Yeah, I remember saying that a year ago, that it was gonna just get bad. About that.
They created a monster. That dude's lost his fucking mind. Like he's gone. He was never stable to be, and that's exact. Alex Jones obviously isn't a violent mass murderer or anything yet, but.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he's gonna, but that's like Alex Jones.
The fucking stereotype, though.
Yeah, Alex Jones is like a real what are they not like intelligence wise? He's a smart guy,
right? I mean, he's made millions of dollars.
Yeah, he might not say the smartest things or just like be the best decision maker, but like obviously he's got some. Yeah, he's got some intelligence to him if he fucking people know who he is, right?
Now take a guy. Now that's Alex Jones. That's a guy with a multi-million-dollar media empire. Take some dude living in his mom's basement.
Yeah, let's take Billy fucking Dickhead. Not even a dude lives in his mom's basement. Yeah. Let's take Billy fucking Dickhead that works
at Costco at $12.50 an hour.
Supermarket. Yeah, lives in a little apartment by himself. Has no fucking friends.
Yep.
Has no girlfriend or boyfriend.
Yep.
Has no fucking community around him.
Right.
Has maybe like his mom and like his grandma. It's like the only two people.
No dad, of course, because shooters never have dads. But masculinity's toxic.
Yeah, he has no like his mom and his grandma are the only two fucking people in the world that give a shit about this guy, right?
Right.
Like how fucking and like he's just got nothing going for him, and he's just fucking sad and lonely,
right?
And fucking angry because. He's on computer all day reading shit that fucking makes you angry on the internet because
Go ahead. Sorry.
What were you gonna say?
Facebook purposely does that. Facebook will purposely take shit that they know, because if you go into your Facebook, there's like a certain part you go into your settings, your about me, only you can see it. But Facebook has pinpointed your political beliefs. Facebook, they've called me moderate. We know I'm far from moderate, but I'm so left on some issues and so right on the others that they're like, okay, this guy's a moderate. Yeah. So I've seen things though, like there's like Facebook groups I'm in, and the algorithm's supposed to boost the groups you interact with the most of the top. There's groups I'm in that I don't interact with at all, but Facebook knows from my posting history I will disagree with the trolls that are posting the shit in this group, and they blast it to the top. I'm not surprised. Facebook purposely, and I think you're the one that told me this. Facebook purposely puts shit to the top of your newsfeed that they know you're going to argue with.
Yeah. Because, like what I don't know if it was Facebook. Yeah, I actually think it was Facebook. Not 100% on this. It was somebody. They found they did a study on it, and they found that the kind of content on social media that gets the most interaction is shit that induces anger.
Angry shit.
Yeah. There's stuff that makes you fucking angry.
Because
like
what's
something like Occupy Democrats or something like fucking
InfoWars.
Yeah. Some shit that's just going to get you all fucking riled up about something that you feel super strongly about. Insert fucking whatever topic here.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like the picture of a puppy you're going to like. The guy that's talking about immigration. Listen here, cuck. You're gonna type shit out.
What are you more likely to like a fucking picture of like just a dog,
right?
Or like a picture of a dog being abused,
right? Yeah, you won't like it, but you'll interact. You'll engage with it.
You'll comment on there or like put like an angry react on something like. Or I mean, I only know about Facebook because I don't even fucking touch Twitter.
Yeah,
I don't even go into that fucking cesspool.
Twitter. Yeah, anyone can get a fucking blue check mark for verified. Oh boy. So you have like reporters from like the local news. Excuse me. That are verified.
Like, or like shitty fucking like American Post
bloggers.
Yeah.
Bloggers.
People that only post opinion pieces on these fucking big ass newspaper websites.
Right. Opinions with one half of the side. The same people. Yeah. Back to the fucking gun issue. The same people that'll scream from the top of their lungs about how the president's a Nazi and the cops are racist murderers, but at the same time they're the only ones who should have guns. Doesn't that make you a Nazi?
I'm really good at reading through online content and finding the fucking propaganda pieces in it. I was reading one thing about the El Paso thing, right? It was on Yahoo of all fucking places. I was reading it on my phone this morning.
Yeah.
Like reading standard facts and everything, I'm reading it, and then I hit the spin piece where they're talking about how the FBI fucking doesn't discriminate between like white nationalist type crimes or any kind of racially motive.
So like a Muslim went into a synagogue and killed a bunch of people.
But basically, this writer was fucking irritated that there wasn't a different, like it wasn't differentiated.
That's what you're mad about?
Because there
isn't a hate crime a hate crime?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. And like somebody like that would try to say something like, oh, well, there's never been anything of the reverse, right? It's only the white nationalism things. I'm like, dude, do you remember that time in 2016 when that guy shot the cops in Dallas?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
You want to tell me that
sniper
wasn't
or whatever?
Yeah, the army guy, the army engineer that just got back from a deployment. You want to tell me that wasn't racially backed?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. That was right when the Black Lives Matter thing kicked
dude,
off and all
that
was
shit. Fucking crazy.
Right.
Like, the guy was just like shooting at cops, and like a bunch of cops died. It
was like 4 or 5. Yeah, he got a bunch of them. And I mean, to kill 5 armed people was pretty significant.
To kill 5 cops, like in Texas, dude.
Yeah, especially in Texas.
Yeah, that was like in Dallas.
That's no. I mean, because unfortunately, this is the society we live in. Dude walked down the street and shot 5 people and got killed by the cops. It really wouldn't be a sorry.
Yeah,
but 5 cops, that's significant.
Yeah. It goes back. I saw a statistic too. Somebody had, I think it was like Dre actually shared it about like the amount of like gang violence, like crimes or something like that happen. And I'm like, yeah, it's really sad when you see stuff like that, because like those guys are or not sad because like those are gangbangers and stuff getting killed. And,
right.
Like that's not a tragedy, right?
Well, I mean, it's a tragedy in its own right. It's the tragedy that these people, someone failed them to the point where they're in a gang and they're in that situation, but they're also criminals. So it's not as tragic as Joe Schmo at Walmart gets shot just trying to grocery shop.
Yeah.
So
I watched while I was gone, I watched the Dark Knight again. It's such a fucking good movie.
I've actually never seen it.
Oh yeah, man. There's a quote in that movie where the Joker is like going up to the guy that became Two-Face, right?
Yeah.
It's like, he's like going on a little bit of a rant. He's like trying to get him to shoot him, and he's like talking about how he's like just like an agent of chaos, right? He's like, hey man, like fucking like, oh god, what does he say? How does the quote go? He's like, I tell like one person's gonna die, right, or something like, or like a gangbanger, like a fucking cop, like a truck full of soldiers, they die. Nobody fucking gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
But one mayor, like a mayor, a fucking the police
status.
chief or something like that, everyone loses their mind. Right?
It depends on the status, because 1,000 people die in a hurricane, nobody cares.
Oh, that's like a Stalin quote, right? The one man dies, it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
A million people die, it's a statistic.
Oh, we're quoting Stalin on this show.
Yeah.
We're not communists.
We're not, but it's a pretty chilling quote because it's true. Like,
I made a Jeffrey Epstein joke on Drunk and Disorderly.
How'd it go?
I said the Catholics are really mad because now the Jews are molesting our kids. Zach goes, alt-right confirmed.
That's funny as fuck.
We're not alt-right. We're not commies.
It's always got to be a little fucked up, but
that's what it takes to make me laugh anymore.
I saw it. Man, the fucking what was the thing that went on a couple days ago where like the festival over in California,
Garlic Festival?
Yeah,
the shooting there?
What was up with that, man? Like
that was like okay, so I'm not going to feed the conspiracies. I don't think it's a conspiracy.
I don't know what the fuck that was because they haven't reported.
No, they dropped it because it's a fucking gun control mecca, just like the 7 people that got shot in Chicago last night.
Yeah.
So it's not going to get reported on. I don't really know what happened there.
They just stopped talking about it, man. I was like, dude, I don't even know what's going on.
You know what's really weird that they just dropped was that Vegas shooting.
Yeah.
It's like you've got hundreds of people dead.
Yeah.
You're just no motive. This guy.
They released that Photoshop picture of him.
Yeah.
Remember that?
No.
That picture was Photoshop.
What picture?
The selfie they released of him going like kind of closing his eyes and like looking at the camera. And he had like a cigarette. That picture was Photoshop, man.
What?
Yeah.
They faked that?
Yeah, the photo the FBI released of that guy was Photoshop.
So like the Sandy Hook conspiracies, that's all fucking bullshit. But that shit in Vegas, that was fucking weird.
Yeah, they just immediately like knew the guy.
This dude doesn't fit
anything. We were talking about that this morning, me and the guys I was working with.
Yeah.
It's really hard to not go down that rabbit hole.
With that one?
Yeah, with that one, with the Vegas shooting. I think that was like an arms deal that went bad or something like that.
You think so? And they just decided to mow people down?
They found that dude dead behind a machine gun, with the machine gun on top of him.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm just like, dude, what the
I thought it was an AR with a bump stock.
No, it was a machine gun.
That's what led to the bump stock ban.
Yeah, it was like a saw.
Oh, okay. So he had some shit that he shouldn't have.
But like try to go and find information about it, and there's
shut down.
There's not a whole lot about it.
Shut down.
Yeah,
so this guy was. That's what that guy doesn't fit any of the description. This guy was wealthy. He had a hot wife. He was talented. He had multiple successful businesses. This wasn't the loser that works at KFC.
Yeah.
You know, this guy.
I don't even remember the guy's name. I only know the one picture they found of him. Like
Stephen Paddock, I think was his name.
I don't know.
That's why
I will say this to know just like history lesson, right? I don't understand why people think it's so crazy that like a huge, crazy, like tight rip government that we have could do fake stuff. Like, how the Nazis, right? How they justified invading Poland in World War II.
Right.
Was they burned down a government building on the Polish border on August 30th.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to justify it.
And they said that the Polish government, like the Polish military did it. They did that the day before. Next day, they and kick off an invasion.
Yep, that's what happened.
World War II.
Yep. That's what fed the 9/11 conspiracies.
Yeah.
Not that I agree with those, but no, that's what fed it. I full disclosure, I don't think 9/11 was an inside job. I think there were people that fucked up big time in the FBI and CIA, but I don't think our government is, what's the word I'm looking for, competent enough to keep a secret that big for that long.
Yeah,
it would have leaked by now.
I don't know what happened with it. I know there's those conspiracies too that like
9/11.
Well, I know kind of similar to it. Like FDR's government knew about the Pearl Harbor.
That one I would buy because those were different times. There wasn't the internet around back then.
I mean, 2001, like the internet wasn't as prevalent as it is now. Like you didn't have.
Zach said we did start the Vietnam War on a false flag.
Yeah, we did. It was something about like an oil attack, like an oil thing. It's pretty similar to how like it looked like they were trying to start a war with Iran, like some oil like ships or something got attacked by the Vietnamese or something supposedly.
I would buy FDR though because World War II is the only thing that saved him. Saved the economy, sent people back to work because his policies were failing.
I just don't know if they knew that was gonna save. Yeah, well, I just didn't know if they knew that World War I would save the economy.
He may not have known, but like you're failing badly, your poll numbers are crashing. You got to mix shit up.
Because also, like a lot of people don't remember too that like fucking Japan was the one that attacked us. Like Japan was pretty pissed off at us because we were like fucking up their economy by like not trading steel and oil to them.
Okay.
And like basically after like what they were doing in China and everything, we were like, no, we're not doing any kind of any trading or anything with you. And that really hurt them because Japan invaded mainland China because they didn't have any steel resources on their island. So like they were just doing it to be like a world power, right? Like they wanted the resources that China had.
Okay.
So like basically we had been like fucking with their economy for like a year, like a long time, and
kind of like we're doing in North Korea,
kind of and like what we did with like Iraq and like the
Venezuela,
70s and Venezuela, basically. So like we have a history of doing that, right?
Yeah.
So they attacked us because of that, because they were basically like crippled, and that was like a really successful attack actually. It like crippled our navy.
Yeah.
So they did that to basically tell America like, hey fuckers, like don't be trying nothing. Like
and then it got them nuked twice.
Yeah, right. That's Didn't
think that one through.
Apologists when they're like, shouldn't have nuked them. We could have sacrificed 500,000 more lives. I'm like, shouldn't attack Pearl Harbor, bitches.
Yeah, didn't think that one through, huh? That's
now
like
we just have fucking
they brought
anime and
they brought a knife to a gunfight in the fucking truest sense. That's my thing. I don't know.
It's kind of funny, like down in like Okinawa and stuff, like southern Japan, like by where the bombs hit and everything. People are still pretty salty that we bombed.
I think kind of be.
I'm like, you can stay fucking mad, dude.
I think British people are still kind of salty about the revolution when you bring that up.
I think British people are just salty in general.
British people are pissed. I mean, they have to fucking license their TV.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be pissed if you had to license a TV?
Yeah, dude, they live in like a pretty Orwellian,
it's
like
scary
security state. Man.
Like,
it's pretty crazy.
They don't just have to license their TV; they have to like license that. Like, there's like signs around the fucking cities, the bigger cities, like in London and shit.
Yeah.
That say, X amount of people in this city have not licensed their TVs. We know who you are. Mm-hmm. Like, it's threats. But they're watching.
Yeah.
But no, it's scary and it's weird. I did a video when I was working for the Roads to Freedom about how the UK had become like a complete Orwellian shithole. I think that might have actually been the name. The UK is an Orwellian hellhole. And
I think it was Nightmare. Actually, I remember watching that video.
Nightmare, yeah. So I did a lot of research for that video because it was pretty long. It was like 30-minute video, and
you like can't have like knives there. You can't
have. Well, it's not just that. There was a fucking this, and it's so this proves that it's a culture. These people have been cultured to think this way and be okay with this. There was a video. This cop was ticketing this guy because his like 5-year-old daughter was picking flowers.
Yeah,
and if that happened in America, yes, we have our problems. People would be pissed about that.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
People were fucking, oh, maybe that whiny little brat shouldn't be fucking picking the flowers. Yeah, it was all people siding with the cop. It's a fucking mental. They're mentally ill over there.
I see a lot of English people on social media stuff like legitimately defending their like police state they have over there.
Yeah,
oh, Jesus,
they're
Christ.
cool with it. Well, if we didn't license our TVs, it'd be chaos.
No, the reason that they license their TVs is to pay for
BBC.
BBC, okay. And I'm like, dude, who the fuck gives a shit about the BBC?
I'll say the same thing about BBC I do with PBS. If it's really providing good quality content, it'll stand on its own with advertisers. It doesn't need fucking tax money.
Yeah,
we all watch commercials. We're over it.
And all the BBC does is put out fucking propaganda anyway. It's a government-run fucking news organization. Like,
that's why, think it would be? Credit to C-SPAN. Surprisingly, they're fairly unbiased.
Yeah. Well, nobody watches.
No, C-SPAN. I don't watch them, but just from the clips I've seen of them, they're fairly unbiased.
C-SPAN. All I know of, does C-SPAN put out news? Because all I know they ever do is just film like Senate meetings.
They'll have like call-in shows. And, the reporters won't be biased. They'll have an independent Republican and Democrat line.
Yeah.
And they're fairly unbiased. The reporters don't like engage back and forth. It's not like your conservative hard-hitting talk show, you demadums or anything like that. Like, get off the phone, you big dope, and they scream at him.
Glenn fucking Beck.
He's pretty tame compared to like Rush Limbaugh.
Fuck no, I think Glenn Beck's a big dickhead. Like,
he's gotten better.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched him recently because when I would watch him, I'd be like, God.
As compared to like guys like Rush Limbaugh, and stuff like that. Howard Stern,
Sean Hannity,
Tucker Carlson,
and
then I mean the Democrats are just as bad. They've got like Rachel Maddow,
basically everybody on CNN,
just anybody. Wolf Blitzer's not so bad.
I would agree with that. Wolf Blitzer,
Don Lemon,
Don Lemon's pretty
terrible.
Bad. Yeah. Don Lemon was like, I think he quit CNN.
Did he?
Yeah, Lemon was just like, dude, this is like just fucking.
What's the one who's she's pretty hot? Megyn Kelly.
I don't know.
She's the one that interviewed Alex Jones and basically got fired from NBC because of it.
Oh, yeah.
She quit Fox because she had a bunch of beef with Trump, and then she interviewed Alex Jones, and they
doesn't she just do her own independent thing now?
I think she's independent now, which is what they should be doing, honestly. Yeah. Like if you're that opinionated and it gets in the way of you reporting the news, you should be independent. You should have a YouTube channel or a blog.
I'm a big fan of like writers. Like they can have that. Like everybody has their right in whatever they're writing on their spin pieces to have those opinions. I'm not against you having that opinion.
No, as long as you label it a spin piece.
Yeah, exactly. I'm against people not being transparent of the fact that they are like opinionated about it in a certain way. And because that's one thing I love about YouTube news, is that if you're getting it from like a guy or something like that, say like you're getting it from fucking Rogan or the Young Turks, or even like Tucker Carlson, right? Because he does all of his stuff.
Jones,
even Alex Jones, right? You get the news from them, find out what's going on, and then find out their take on it. You can know whether or not to be like, I know, of course he's going to think that way because I personally know, like I know the guy. I have this like viewer.
Shank is going to, or Steven Crowder, guys like that. Yeah.
You know how you would like fucking know exactly how Crowder is going to react to something, right? And if he does react in a different way, then it's surprising,
right?
Like you would just have that relationship with like viewer creator like relationship that you know kind of their stances on stuff. So when you get these fucking faceless people that are just a fucking crapshoot of writers,
Chad Relics of the world,
Chad Relics of fucking New York Times writer, or like I think he's like a Rolling Stone writer, which somehow
liberal.
Throws fucking liberal politics into a music magazine, right?
Yeah.
Big fucking surprise. You have to like Google image search his name to find out anything about him, or Google search his name and there's like barely anything about him on there.
Right.
It's just some fucking faceless writer.
Right.
Jack.
And he has no consequences for fucking lying to his teeth because it's an opinion piece.
Yeah.
But so, and back to the gun thing. there's something like it's misquoted because they'll create outrage and they'll create fake or misleading headlines. So there's this. I want to get this clear. And I hate the fucking NRA. I think they're horrible. I think they do have racist undertones. I think their acronym stands for negotiating rights away. So I don't like them as a gun owner or anything like that. There is a statistic or a fact that's constantly misquoted about the NRA. They say, the NRA blocked a bill that allowed the CDC to study gun violence. That's not true. The NRA allowed the CDC. The CDC hasn't studied gun violence since the 1990s. You want to know why? Because they did it during the Clinton administration. And when they studied it, what they found was counties with less strict gun laws and higher gun ownership had lower violent crimes. They haven't studied it since. The bill the NRA blocked said that the CDC could not conduct, I think this is
that CDC as in like the Center of Disease Control? Really?
As a national health issue.
Okay.
The bill the NRA blocked that their senators blocked. The NRA doesn't block. They don't have control of Congress.
They're just a fucking lobbyist.
Right. They're just like fucking Planned Parenthood or anywhere else.
Yeah.
So what the NRA blocked was a bill that said the CDC could not conduct a study on gun violence with the purpose of advancing gun control agenda. Gun control agenda, which is good. You shouldn't want a taxpayer-funded organization to have a political fucking agenda.
Yeah, exactly.
To fucking run a bias study on your money. I don't care what side of the issue on. You shouldn't want that.
I would really challenge anybody before they have opinions on stuff like that,
right?
To learn a little bit about like the different kind of like biases that can go in studies, because when you do like entry-level psychology classes or anything involving that where you talk about the scientific method or anything, that's the first fucking like thing they talk about.
People don't even read the article; they just read the headline.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Like, do you remember the George Zimmerman thing?
Yeah.
When he was in court, there was an article. It said, like, right when he was in court, it said Zimmerman shoots dog in front of family. The guy, it was a completely different guy. He wasn't even related to him. And it was in a different state. It was like in Ohio. It was some dog ran across the yard, crazy neighbor. Obviously there was a dispute. Dude shot it. Fuck that guy. But if his last name was Williams, it would say man shoots dog in front of family.
Yeah, right.
It's completely different. Have you seen how they? Sorry, we have a lot to squeeze in here. Have you seen how?
Because we're about an hour.
We got cut this off. We got about 5 minutes. Yeah. Have you seen how they like manufacture outrage? That's the new thing.
No.
So like.
Who's they? Like what?
Like
what
social
this?
media, they're CNN media companies.
Okay.
So Chris Pratt posted a picture on Twitter with the "Don't Tread on Me."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And there were all these articles. People were pissed at Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
it was one person tweeted with like 6,000 followers and like 5 other people. No one else was mad, and it was Twitter blasted it to the top.
Yeah.
About Chris Pratt "Don't Tread on Me" shirt.
That's where I'm like, they'll, you know what, they do the exact same thing with video games. So. All these man, you want to talk about like fucking the swamp? What is like video game journalism, right? That's why I was really glad when we had Sargon on here to talk about Gamergate, because it really was kind of like one of the beginning things of like just showing biases in media, right? So people were like pissed at this new game coming out called Cyberpunk 2020. That's that game that's got Keanu in it. That's about to come out. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you follow like any kind of stuff about video games or something, you're tracking like what this game is going to be all about. They're saying like all these like some like Kotaku, right, which is basically like the New York Times of like fucking video game media. Puts out like, oh, people are pissed at fucking this game company is like refusing to do what like X or something like that, like not pander to fucking like SJW types. And like I'm just like who's people?
Who are people?
Who is fucking people, man?
Who is they?
Dude, like is the common reader really just gonna be like who? Dude, people in comments? Like who the fuck cares about people in internet comments?
The boomers in the comments,
but it's not boomers though, man, because it's fucking young people like our age. Like it's like who the fuck is getting mad at this kind of stuff?
That's what I appreciate the most about you, is if someone, myself included, says they say, you're like, who the fuck is they? First off, I want to know who they are. If they is one guy is your uncle on Facebook, that's not they. That's one moron.
You know where I got that from? As a shout out to my old squad leader, fucking Staff Sergeant Jim Hawley. Anytime somebody would come up to him and be like, hey, they said this, hey, they said that, or like, hey, did you hear they said this? You're like, who the fuck is they? And we always had a joke. They were like, oh, the scientists. Yeah. Like, who the fuck is they, dude? Like,
the globalists.
I challenge you. Anytime you like out people, you know, if you guys be 100% readers, you see an article on any kind of news thing on social media or fucking newspaper, wherever the fuck you
don't share it until you read it.
Yeah, read it, and then anytime it says like people or like scientists or like researchers or something like that, be like, who the fuck is researchers?
Is a big one because you can run a study and you can fuck with that study just enough to where you can still get it published, but you've changed it to. I mean, there are studies that say coffee cures cancer, or that coffee prevents cancer, and that coffee causes a risk of cancer. Yeah. It can't be both.
Or something where it's like government officials or like a trusted government official. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like
trusted government documents. Yeah. Sources. Who's your source?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't need to know his name. Where is he from? That's all I want. Because I get reporters don't want to reveal their sources.
Yeah.
Where is he from?
At least with Wikipedia, man, like if you see them put that as like hard facts on something, you can throw something on there that says like citation needed or something like that for it. So you can take that with a grain of salt. Yeah.
Well, it's like, you know, who's your source? Because is your source a guy on Reddit? Because reporters have gotten caught doing that before.
Oh,
like
100%.
Even fucking with Bill Moose, the athletic director at Nebraska. Do you remember that?
No, but
it was like a couple days they were pushing that.
I do remember this.
He was going to resign. Some guy on Reddit. So some guy on Reddit had a couple scoops that from stories. I don't know where he got them, but they weren't huge, you know, huge deals going on.
Just some guy, right? Some guy that's like a journalist.
So he posted, so he posted, you know, stuff that was happening with the Nebraska football team. You know, this guy's transferring. Well, you could have saw from a mile away. This guy wasn't playing. He's going to transfer. Yeah. Then he posts big news about Bill Moose. Every fucking media plays. Even ESPN picked it up, I think. Yeah. All over Twitter. And then the even the athletic department came out and issued a press conference because this got so crazy. They're like, yeah, there's nothing. We support Moose. And the guy comes back on Reddit and posts, see, gotcha. You shouldn't believe everything you read.
Yeah, people do that all the time. They go onto the internet, like a place where you can be anonymous at,
right?
With no pictures. That's what I can at least appreciate about Facebook is at least there's like a profile and a picture.
You have to own your shit.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you can have a fake one, but like you can tell who's fake or not on
definitely
like Facebook or
like
something.
If they have pictures of Uncle Cracker.
Yeah. Exactly, dude. 100%. So fucking people do that kind of stuff all the time, and I'm like, dude, you just gotta fucking go back to the El Paso thing, right? Like all this stuff about like that came out yesterday and everything about like the manifesto and everything like that. They sneaky on all the mainstream media headlines about it because it says like allegedly. And it's like, dude, people don't give a shit about that allegedly. But you know what that allegedly means is that it's not known. It's not nobody knows. I could say allegedly this guy was a fucking ISIS terrorist who was trying to avenge that we just toppled over ISIS. Right. I could say allegedly it was fucking Vladimir Putin.
You could say it was allegedly a Russian spy. Well, that's what they're saying about Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah. Because she fucking wrecked Kamala Harris. Yeah. Oh, she's a Russian spy. Well, that's because it was funny. Zach got in, and we'll close with this. Zach got in a Facebook argument with some guy on like a left-leaning page about Kamala Harris, about her locking, young black men up for victimless crime. And this is proof of horseshoe theory. This guy on a Democratic page comments back and goes, "There has to be the rule of law somewhere. We can't just be lawless." I fucking love it.
Shout out to my girl Tulsi because like if I'm gonna vote for anybody, it's gonna be
if I have to vote for someone, it'd be her.
Everybody, I hear a lot of right wing propaganda against her, saying like she's gonna be just another typical left wing like fucking. And I'm like, I don't think so.
She won't win though.
Maybe people were saying that about fucking Trump.
That's true.
People are against the fucking what's the status quo. Yeah. And I don't think the left-wing people, or I don't think Democrats are any different than right-wing Republicans were in 2016.
You don't want to join the Yang Gang?
I mean, I respect Andrew Yang.
I'll tell you what, the motherfucker wants to ban assault weapons, but he's going to give me $1,000 a month, and there's no way that bill gets passed for the first year. Yeah, that $1,000 is going toward the Boogaloo gear for the fucking first year. You going to give us money to fight, motherfucker?
We'll talk about the fucking Boogaloo next week, man. We got to talk about the Boogaloo next week.
We'll talk about the Boogaloo. Oh, no. I think next week we're having that senator on. She probably won't want to talk about the Boogaloo.
Damn.
We're not going to drop her name yet. We're going to be talking about pot, marijuana, and weed with this lady.
Oh, so cool. Weed, LMAO.
She's a Democratic senator. So it'll be different views. So that'll be cool to have her on. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be
shout out for next week.
Your fucking opinions on that.
Mhm.
So anything you want to plug?
Just
The
check.
Redbubble.
We'll announce that senator on like a Facebook page and Instagram and everything.
Bread
So
and Circuses by Big Bill Media.
Make sure you guys are following us on there. We'll be putting this stuff on YouTube. So tell us what you guys think too of the new studio and everything. We got a crap ton of decorations put around here. So just let us know.
This is like a fucking guy paradise.
Yeah.
Nick's got to get his Eagles shit put up.
Yeah.
My Patriots helmet back here.
I'm gonna bring that for next week. You guys don't.
Tom Brady got the extension.
Yeah.
Subscribe on Anchor. It's $1 a month, please. Yep. Okay.
I think that's all the plugs, man.
Peace the fuck out, bitches.
Fucking outro deuces.
Peace out, punk bitches.